Good morning, guys. It's kind of slacked off on the rain, so I'm back on this 1978 Chevy C10 truck. Goes by the name of Papaw. I always name my vehicles. I was going to do some work out here today, but they're calling for more rain. I know y'all's tired of hearing me talk about the weather, but golly, that's all it is around here every day, every day. Rained all night. So today, before it comes back in, the rain I mean, we just had our power come back on. It was out, so I'm going to come out here and play with it just for a little bit more, because I try to do something every day to this truck. So today I thought I would get this Rust-Oleum Rusty Primer stuff, this color. That's the color I'm looking for. I got what I call Mr. Q-tip and Mr. Dixie cup. I'm going to spray some brown Rust-Oleum into this cup, and I'm going to get a Q-tip, and I'm going to go over little places like this. And if it turns out that the weatherman could be wrong, weather person, whoever it was I was listening to, I don't think they are going to be wrong. I think we got more coming. But I'm going to touch up some of these places here with some Rust-Oleum brown and kind of scuff it up when I get back to sanding on this truck, and make some of these places a little bit more pronounced where you can see it better. There's quite a few places on the truck that I'd like to, as I'm looking, like to make look like it's like this color is the original color to the truck, which it is not. I've done a complete color change on this truck. In case you're a new person that just stumbled across my video, this white used to be light blue. This light blue used to be dark blue, and so I've painted the top white, put white in here, and I'm just having some fun with it. The more paint on this truck, the way I look at it, the more paint even though some of y'all might not like this color or wonder why I'm rattle canning this whole dang truck, well, the bed was a different color than the truck. Somebody's put another bed on it, and I just like doing it. It used to be this color here, so two-tone this. So anyway, I'm going to get at it, and I'll show you what I'm doing in just a minute. So I'm going to have two hands to spray this Rust-Oleum, so hang in there with me, okay? Okay, I've sprayed some Rust-Oleum brown into this Dixie cup here, and I've already got the tailgate down, so while I'm at it, I'm going to hit some of these spots here. I'm not trying to cover up anything, so what I'm trying to do is make it a little bit more pronounced. I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, there's no right or wrong way. When I scuff this up, it should maybe look kind of natural to the truck, I'm hoping. Anyway, this is what I'm doing for today, because I'm trying to do things so if it starts back in raining, I can just go back in the house. But at least, boy, I got a hold of that Q-tip, didn't it? But at least I can say I done a little bit of something. I try to do something every day, because if you don't, the way I am, if you don't, it seems like you start saying, well, I didn't do nothing yesterday, I'll do something else today. And next thing you know, you've got a project that, I'm calling this a project that, you're not going to actually finish. So that's why I try to do a little bit every day to stay focused on this stuff. Now, I know that looks kind of bad, but when I scuff it up, it won't be near it. I'm hoping it'll look natural. So I'm trying to just, I knew this rust was going to eat this Q-tip up because it's pulling on the threads of the Q-tip, but I didn't realize it's going to do it this quickly. Probably because of these little cracks. This takes a while to do, but that's okay. Sure does beat sitting in there watching TV. I hate sitting in the house when I have an opportunity to do something else more productive, even though I love westerns. Golly. Anyway, I'll pause this here so I don't bore you to death, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Doesn't that look funny? But when it all dries, it might take a little while. But I'll get some sandpaper or some steel wool or something and clean all this up. I'm trying to take advantage of all these rough spots here that was already skinned up before I ever shot it with this Island Splash rattle can paint. So I'm trying to take advantage of it. I'll clean it all up. I was just wanting to get the little bit of rust colored look that was originally on the tailgate. I also done a little bit here where the hose was at, just to let you know that there's a little rust right there in the rockers. There are a few holes, but as I've said in my other videos, this is a 78 model, and if my calculations are correct, it's 44 years old, and it's the best 78 I've ever had. I mean, it's solid. It doesn't, I'm not going to fix those rockers or anything. I mean, it's a pretty solid old truck. I have had them where they're in pretty sad shape. So this one, as far as I'm concerned, is exceptionally solid and a good running old truck. It's trying to rain on me, so I don't know how much more I'm going to get done. I'm still playing around. So I got to clean all this up too. I should have mentioned that. I, not thinking, painted these little rubber things blue. They shouldn't be blue. They should be black. But when I already got started, I just went ahead and painted because I failed to tape those up, and that's my fault. So I've got me a marker. It's a paint marker that you can get at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or other places like that, I guess. And I have painted them black again because when I look at stuff like that myself, that's a, I say to myself, this truck's been painted or the car's been painted, whatever you're looking at, which there's nothing wrong with it. But my goal is, in my mind, is to make this truck look like it was originally born this way. So that's my whole goal. I messed up a lot right here, so I'm gonna clean all that up. The main thing is right now I'm trying to do things in steps. I'm trying to get this on now on the whole truck on places that I think it kind of matters. So a little bit I'm trying to bring out some of the imperfections, down through here and this, that, and the other. But those holes and stuff like that was in here sure did eat my Q-tip up. So I had to go back in the house and get a couple more Q-tips. Had to get another one, and here's a spare one just in case. But I'm going to go around the truck the best I can. I don't even know if I'll get it all done today. It takes a while to do this stuff, so I'm going to do my best to do as much as I can before the rain sets in. So again, sorry to keep talking about the weather, but that's how it is here. Hang in there with me. Okay, I've kind of went over the tailgate a little bit with this Rust-Oleum rust looking color. This Q-tip really come in handy. I like using Q-tips because after a while they get to looking like this, where it's got a little hump on it. And when you're going down the edges, just like I done right here, it has a tendency to bounce. So it's not consistent, and that's the look I'm looking for. I'm trying to make people think that this truck was born this color, white and light blue. Not trying to mislead anybody, but this is just the color that my wife and I, Mrs. PIB, like. And one of these days, if I decide to sell this truck, or somebody's interested in it because I found something else or whatever, I always tell everybody to look at my older videos of the truck, and you can see exactly what's been done to it. I wouldn't mislead anybody. So, getting that out of the way, I put brown on, well, I'll just show you. This is all natural, you know, kind of bubbling. You know, tailgates are the roughest, normally the roughest part of the truck. This and that up there is normally the roughest part of the truck that gets beat up the most. This tailgate, though, I mean, it's pretty darn straight. It's normally, you know, kind of bowed, and normally if you get one, other than this spot right here, I don't know what's happened. Something must have fell on it pretty hard, because, I mean, this is, the way this is bent, I mean, it's pretty tough. So something fell on this pretty hard, but that's okay. I like that, and I'm trying to make that more pronounced too. I'm trying to point out little imperfections. I took this, before I started the video, I took this little worn out sandpaper and just kind of went over some of the spots that already had rust anyway, you know, where the paint had come off from, I guess, the camper shell that was on it, and, you know, other things. So I just kind of went over it, and, you know, it kind of draws your eye, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on anything, but it kind of draws your eyes, you know, away from some of the other things on the truck. And you might suspect, if you walked up on it in a parking lot or something, that hey, this is the original color of the truck. I'll have to get some more. This one's here is wore out. I've used it on so many trucks, and I really like these things. If you get a chance and you're doing anything like what I'm doing, go get you some of these. I think they're called Gator blocks, Gator blocks or Gator bricks, something, but they're sandpaper, you know, and this one's just about wore out. Well, it is. So anyway, getting back on this, I kind of went down with my little Q-tip and bounced around just along the edges. I got to clean this up. That's natural. All this stuff's natural. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more pronounced. This had some metals where I sanded, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that a little bit with the sanding brick block. Went around in here and done this. I don't know if it'll stay or not, because the other side is naturally worn right there. So let's see. Oh, these spots here, I was just going to see what they would look like rust colored. There's a kid that's screaming probably because he can't get in the pool. Anyway, just kind of going over a few of the spots here. Stand back where you can kind of see some of the places I kind of hit just a little bit. I'm trying not to go overboard, because I'm always going overboard. Done a few right here. So let's see, what else was I? Oh, went around this. I'm sorry for all the talking, but somebody's not wanting to behave right. So anyway, went around this edge, a little bit here. I remember those days when we had our two boys at home. Oh boy, I don't miss the screaming and hollering days at all. Anyway, just showing you what I done. All I done was go over the natural. You can see it's pitted and everything. So okay, I'm gonna get my sanding block and maybe some steel wool and go over some of this stuff, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Hang in there with me, okay? Okay guys, I had my wife come out here and kind of go over the truck with me, see if I done too little or too much. But let me stand back over here, maybe you can see the whole thing. All this stuff in here is natural. I mean, it's just where the paint's thin and just a little bit of bubbling of rust here and there. It's not perfect, and that's the look I'm going for. Kind of put a little here, took advantage of this. I might have to go over it a little bit more with a sanding block, but all this will be, when I put Penetrol or boiled linseed oil on it, it'll really pop. I think it'll look good. or that's the way it has been on my other trucks throughout the years that I've done this same thing to, the same thing. And we'll just kind of go around it here. And of course, I've had to wait a little bit. It rained again, and it's raining again now as we're speaking. So all this stuff here really popped when I put some boiled linseed oil or penetrol on it. I've done this right here because, of course, you know this is a door lock, and when the keys go in, you know how key chains and stuff kind of scrape over the years. That's the look I'm going for. Sorry, it just started raining all of a sudden, and I forgot to get that with a sanding pad. I'll get that. Anyway, just kind of going over it just a little. It doesn't have to be perfect, because none of my stuff is perfect. It's just rattle can, and it's good enough for me. I've done the same thing here. Not as much though, because not many people get in using their keys on the passenger side. So I done just a little bit there where the white's kind of, you know, faded away a little. All this stuff was already here. I just kind of sanded it off. But I'm, to be honest with you, not meaning to brag on my own stuff, but it looks decent to me. Those are those screw holes where I had the camper top on. Here and here. And as you can see, the paint's kind of rough there, so I took advantage of it. Put a little brown paint and then sanded it off. I might have to go over it again. I know I will this spot. A little too dark, I think. But if you buy any of those sanding bricks, sanding blocks, can't remember what exactly you call them, but they're made by Gator, like at Walmart or something. That's where I get mine. Even the old worn out ones, save them, because they're pretty handy about if you're just wanting to do little bit and not take a whole bunch off at one time. I just save all my stuff. I think this is going to look really good. I don't know about doing any more in the bed. In the comments, let me know what you think. I mean, I've got stuff like that. This rain, in one way of looking at it, I always try to think positive. It's kind of, some of the place I sanded, it's already got a little bit of surface rust, just a little, which I'm proud of. Hard to believe somebody's proud of surface rust, but I am. If you'll remember, I painted the bumper, and before I painted it this gray color, I put some brown rust, that same color paint. I sprayed some here and around through here. You probably can't see it because well, maybe you can see some of this, some of the brown coming through, like maybe the bumper, has had some wear and tear on it. It rained, and you can't really see now for all the dust that has accumulated from me sanding. I'm just trying to make it look like it's been painted for a long time, and this is the way it is. But I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. It's almost kind of like, in a way, that kind of like you have a blank canvas, and you can make your vehicle look, well, basically any way you want to. So I'm pretty happy about it. I've got a whole bunch more to do, and it's raining again, so I don't know how much longer it's going to keep this up. So I'll end the video here, just so I don't bore you to death. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. You're watching YouTube channel now. Primer is best. I have a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget. I'm also on Instagram. Primered is best. And I have an Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. And I'm on Facebook, Primered is best. If you'd like to subscribe to both my channels, I sure would be grateful. And I'll try to answer any questions. Not that I'm not an expert on anything. This is my truck, and I'm just doing with it what I think it should look like or whatever. So I'm still playing around with it. It's going to take me a long time, and I'll have to pick a day when it's going to be pretty for a couple of days and put some Penitrol or boiled linseed oil on it. And I think it'll really, really look good then, I think. So that's my plan, but I don't know when this stuff here is going to get out of here. So it's been here for days and days and days. So I'm just, like I said, I try to do a little bit every day to say I've done something. So, hey, y'all have a great day. God bless y'all. Thank you for watching the video. And tell your friends and family if you would, if you like watching this kind of stuff. And y'all have a blessed day. The Lord's watching over all of us, and I hope He's watching over you and taking real good care of you. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you later.